Hello, and welcome back to the Law of Attraction Tribe podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Keith, and today I want to talk to you about why manifesting a specific person could actually be blocking you from true love or your true soulmate or a really great relationship. So, I decided this is going to be my topic for today because I get this type of question probably more frequently than anything else. And it's always kind of the same story with the same energy behind it. And it doesn't feel good, but it's also one of those topics that's really hard to bring up and talk about because there's so many emotions involved and people can get upset when you call it out. So I'm probably going to upset some people with this episode, but it has to be said. We have to talk about it because this whole trend is not good. It's not good. It's very um toxic, and I think it goes against pretty much all the core manifestation principles. So let's let's just dive into it. This came up because someone had anonymously asked the question. They said that they knew this person from childhood, they were friends with this person, and then for whatever reason, like no negative reason, they just kind of grew apart and hadn't seen each other in years. And it had just dawned on this girl that this guy that she knew in childhood was the love of her life and they need to be together. And so she's trying to manifest it and she's like obsessing over it and wondering like why isn't it happening yet? And she doesn't, want to be patient. She wants everything to happen immediately and she's getting all of these signs and synchronicities, yet he's not, showing back up in her life and she doesn't know what she's doing wrong. And so that was the gist of the question. And this question, like I say, I get it all the time. And it's usually around an ex, wanting to manifest an ex back into your life or, a childhood friend, somebody where maybe things never were romantic, but you would like that to be, and you're like super focused on this specific person. Okay. And if you're on TikTok, like I'm sure you've seen this trend, there are a lot of TikTok coaches that are encouraging people to script and visualize and affirm one specific person to be in a relationship with, to fall in love with. And I just completely don't think this is the right approach. And so I want to give some advice. Like this is the advice that I give people when they come to me with this question. Okay? So the truth is you cannot mess with free will, right? Every single person has free will. They get to make choices. So I do believe there is, a path sort of laid out for us, and that the universe is constantly bringing opportunities up for us. But we have free will, which means we get to choose what opportunities we want to act on, what things we want to move forward with in our life. Like, I do believe that we get that choice, and that choice is dependent on our free will. And so, when you are trying to manifest a specific person, if their free will says, I don't want to be with you, you can't force that. You can't do anything about that. You can't change that. And my question is, why would you want to? Right? Like, why would you want to have to go to a technique where you're manipulating someone or forcing it or, tricking them into falling in love with you when the right person is out there, but you're so focused on this one specific person that you can be completely missing a person that is already in your life that would be a perfect match. Okay, so this is the whole gist of the problem, right? Like you're focused on only one person out of billions of people that can be your true love. And so it's essentially collapsing the infinite possibilities into one possible outcome. And so you're not seeing all of these other opportunities that are probably right in front of you because you're so hyper focused on this one person. And if that one person is not reciprocating, if their free will is to be alone or date someone else, there's nothing you can do about that, right? And so this is the problem. And I think we're setting ourselves up for disappointment and doing that instead of opening yourself up to unlimited opportunities for the right person to come forward. So you can't override someone's free will. And in doing so and trying to like manipulate the situation, I mean, that's black magic and you don't want to mess with that. And again, like technically let's just say for argument's sake that you could, why would you want to? You know, you shouldn't have to chase after anyone and force them to love you. There is someone out there, even if it seems like it's impossible, there is someone out there that will gladly love you exactly as you are without ever having to be convinced or forced or manipulated. Okay? So don't limit yourself and don't limit your self-worth by thinking that the only way to true love is to chase someone and to, you know, manifest it when you could just like literally attract things and open yourself up to the qualities you want in someone, but not limit yourself to that specific person. So, like this, it's essentially the exact opposite of detachment, right? So, in manifestation, you know, you get clear on your goal, you place your order with the universe, just like you would on Amazon. And then what do? You wait for your Amazon order to show up and you just like don't worry about it, right? When you order something on Amazon, you're not worrying, did the warehouse get the order? Did they package the correct product? Does the driver need directions to my house? You're not worried about it. You order it and you probably forget all about it until it shows up at your door. And this is why I use this analogy for manifestation because it's a great way to understand detachment. So, with a relationship, if you're constantly focused on this one specific person and way in which it can manifest, you're trying to control the how, right? You're trying to control that it has to be this specific person that comes to you. And again, like you're not God. You can't play God. You can't play against someone's free will. And so in doing that, it's kind of like you're blocking all of these other opportunities. You're not even willing to see it. You're literally telling your subconscious and your reticular activating system, hey, don't show me anyone else because this is my person. When there could be someone that would be way more of a match for you that you would be so much more happier with, that's literally right there. And your reticular activating system, your brain's filter, isn't even going to process it because you're so like you've already made up your mind on this person. And so when you do that, and it has to be this one person, the energy does not feel good. Okay. And this is where it's really hard to tell people this. But I use this analogy when it comes to attachment versus detachment. Okay. So if you're out on a date with someone and you hit it off and it goes really well, and then you're calling them every half hour to say, like, oh, I had so much fun. I just want you to know that I had fun and I really liked you and I really want to see you again. By the next day, they're going to want to have nothing to do with you, right? Because it's that clingy, desperate energy. Instead of giving yourself and the other person space to breathe and to just let things flow how they're going to flow. You're trying to control the situation and it doesn't feel good. And so, even if that person is a good match for you, that clingy energy is like a repellent and it's going to repel them away. And so with trying to manifest a specific person, you may think, well, I'm not telling them that. Like I'm not calling them every 30 minutes. I'm not telling them that they're the ones that I want to be with and, acting like some crazy like stalker, but you don't have to tell them, right? It's the energy that you're putting out. And that energy, again, it's a repelling energy. Okay. Nobody wants to feel like forced or pushed into something. It's just like when, you talk about like the pushy salesman, that's not a good feeling. And so even if you're not saying it, that energy, it just feels off and it's pushing them away. And so that's what attachment does. Attachment, you're gripping it so tight that you're like choking it, you know? And it's like, oh my God, get away from me. Like that is attachment energy. Detachment is really where your faith in the universe and your belief that everything is working out for your highest favor come in because you know that you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to focus on this person 24/7. You don't have to even worry about one specific person. You know that everything works out in divine timing and that the right person that meets your standards will show up. Okay? That's detachment. Like detachment is being so in love with yourself and focused on your own, self-worth that it really doesn't matter at the end of the day if you have a relationship or not because you feel so whole already. I heard this therapist once, and he said that being in a relationship, a lot of people say, like, oh, my other half. He's like, it's not two halves that make a whole. He said a real relationship that is going to thrive long term is the one person is whole already, the other person is whole already, and they come together. They're not dependent on one another. They're already complete. They're just deciding to be together. And I thought that was a great thing to bring up because we think that this other person is going to make you happy. Just like when you're trying to manifest money, right? It's like, well, once I have the money, I'll be happy. Once I'm married or I have the relationship, I'll be happy. That's a lie. That's a lie. You can maybe be happy in the moment, but it's always short lived because if you're not happy already, that is your vibrational frequency. You can get the thing you want, but it'll quickly dissipate and you will go right back to that energetic state that you were in prior, unless you shift that energetic state first. And when you shift that energetic state and you love yourself and you work on yourself and your confidence, then instead of a repellent, you're like magnetic, right? And it's like you get to be picky and choosy because you're only going to accept someone who is going to treat you how you need to be treated and deserve to be treated. And so it's very, very, very different energies. So I think that a lot of it has to do with instead of focusing on manifesting love, manifesting a partner, a relationship, first, before you do that, that's like step 2 or step 10. First, you should focus on manifesting self love, self worth, confidence, like getting really comfortable with yourself. And just think about it. Like, if you treat yourself like you're a prize, other people will look at you that way and treat you that way. If you treat yourself like you're not worth it, only this person is going to make you happy, it's it's putting out that repellent energy, right? You got to first see yourself as worthy and deserving of love and from the right person. And so you got to start looking at yourself as the prize. And until you get to that point where you feel that way, it's going to you're going to have these blocks, right? Because you're putting out energy that is contradicting that if you don't first love yourself. So what I would focus on is instead of a person, make a list of qualities that you desire in a person. So ask yourself, like if it is one specific person, ask yourself, what is it about them that I absolutely love? What is it about them that I'm so attracted to that would, you know, be great in a relationship? And start looking at those qualities. And don't put a face or a name to it. Just start looking at those qualities and understanding like it's those qualities can be found in a lot of different people from that one person. And you have your blinders, you have like tunnel vision. Okay. So there could be someone with all of those qualities and more. And the universe has plenty of opportunities popping up in your environment, but you have tunnel vision for that one person. You're trying to control the scenario and nothing happens. Right? So it's like this quote from Lolly Daskell that says, "When you stop chasing the wrong things, you give the right things a chance to catch you." Okay? So let someone catch you. Don't go chasing. You let them catch you. And the way they're going to do that is when you have that magnetic energy. And how do you get that magnetic energy? You get that magnetic energy by knowing your own self-worth and loving yourself and loving life and feeling so whole first that people want to be around you. You become this light, this magnetic light. Okay? So treat yourself like the prize, work on your own self-worth, and then start getting clear not on the person, but on the qualities. What qualities really light you up and will make you happy? And I would challenge you to like fill a whole page in a notebook with this because I think another thing that is easy to do is be like, well, I want him to be attractive and funny and smart and make a lot of money, you know? But go deeper. Like, do you want this person to be trustworthy? Do you want to have the same hobbies and interests? Do you want someone who is very independent because you're very independent and having someone that's clingy, is going to be difficult to navigate. Like, really think about your lifestyle, the lifestyle you want to live long term, and what would complement that. And that's what I would focus on is just looking at those qualities and embodying the version of you that would attract those qualities, that knows she's deserving of those qualities. Okay, so you're working on recalibrating your energetic vibration to match the relationship that you want, the vibe that you want from this other person, from your life together. And when you put a face on it and you have a specific person, it's really closing a lot of doors. Okay. So really just get that out and focus on the qualities. And I would just, something that I love to do is just tell the universe, like, hey, just surprise me. Absolutely surprise me, delight me, send something my way. And you'll be amazed at what shows up, right? Because there's things that you can't possibly see or understand that are even better than what you can conjure up in your mind, than you can imagine or visualize. So ask the universe, like, hey, show me what you got. Send me something so incredible that I don't have to worry about this specific person, that I will be so much happier. Send me something, and leave it really open, the middle ground of how that's going to happen. and focus on the outcomes, the qualities, the type of life you would have with this other person. So once you do that, once you kind of like list it out, have that conversation with the universe, which I swear when you say it out loud, it works so much better. Then it's back to that detachment. Okay. Trust that the universe knows the best timing, the best way in which this person will find you, and will show you opportunities. Okay. And just open yourself up to be completely surprised. Like the universe is constantly surprising you. Things are always working out in your favor. And you're just going to sit back and let the universe bring you different opportunities. You don't have to go chase anything. And then as these things show up, like you might get opportunities that show up to go out on a date or to, join a new club in town, or I don't know, like different things that show up. Then that's where your free will is, that you get to choose if you want to act on that or not. And when it comes to that, 100% trust your intuition. Okay. So here's another thing, like stepping outside of your comfort zone, doing something different. It's going to feel a little uncomfortable. It's going to feel a little scary. But in your gut, do you feel dread, or do you feel more like excitement, like butterflies? That's what I would help you to distinguish between your intuition versus just having that normal sort of like fear of stepping out of your comfort zone. But let your intuition guide you towards like, okay, I want to move forward with this opportunity. Like I'm going to go out on a date with this person, or I'm going to go, you know, go to this new event. And your intuition will not lead you astray. Trust it. Like even as you get there, if the vibes feel off, trust it. Trust your intuition and let it lead you the rest of the way. So it's the complete opposite of manifesting your specific person. You're not being controlling of it. You're not focusing on the one and only way. You're letting the universe decide from all the billions of people in this world the right person that's a match for you. And if you want those qualities that you listed out, make sure that you're embodying those in yourself as well. You're embodying the person that would be with someone that has these qualities so that you could be an energetic match and align with it. So I'll leave you with that. Don't fall for the whole like write down, your love's name 55 times or whatever. Instead, like get out your journal, think about the kind of love you want to experience and the kind of person that you need to be to accept that love, right? So if you want someone to just adore you and love you and look at you as a prize, you have to look at yourself that way first, or your energies will repel, right? So how can you start loving yourself more and taking better care of yourself and focusing on yourself and what you deserve first so that you can attract energetically the right people? So that's what I would focus on. Journal on that. And this is not something you need to journal on every day. I would do it once. I would write it down. I would say out loud, hey, universe, this is what I'm looking for. Delight me, surprise me. I'm going to let you do the heavy lifting and figure out the how. And then when the opportunities show up, you get to choose what you want to act on. All right. So that is my tip for that question. I get the question all the time. Wanted to do an episode, so now I can just share the episode with people when they ask. So hopefully that, didn't upset anyone, but if it did, then maybe that's a sign that you're clinging on a little too much and you need to practice some detachment and ask yourself like why do I feel so certain on this person? What are those qualities? And try to focus more on that than the actual identity of one specific person. And I'm telling you, I think things will start moving very quickly if you do that and if you let go and just trust the universe. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. Share this with someone who could benefit from it, who maybe is out searching for true love and could use a little bit of inspiration on how to manifest that. And I'll see you in the next episode.